So I've been told by the media that, look, you don't understand it. You're just a stupid leftist, and you're not strategic enough. You're not intelligent enough. You don't know how to win elections. You don't know what's popular. And we've been told, in no uncertain terms, the reason Joe Manchin has to act how he acts is he's a senator from West Virginia. West Virginia is not all that left. Sorry, buddy. Wake up. The reason why Kyrsten Sinema acts the way she acts is that it's ideological. It's intelligent. She's repping the voters of Arizona. That's what she's doing. It's not like California or New York or Hawaii or some more left state. So it's a matter of necessity. It's a matter of political ideology, and it's a matter of honor. And she's a person with integrity who's just repping the people of her own state. Well, now we have some new numbers. We're going to see just how true that is. So take a look. Sinema's favorable rating among Arizona Democrats at a whopping 8%, according to Civics. 8%. She has 80% unfavorable among Democrats, 8% favorable, and you can see when the switch started happening. You can see it was February when the switch started happening, and then by like March 1st, total tank. That was probably when we were getting the reports that she, totally sold out to corporate America and was representing Big Pharma over the people of her state and was acting in the most disgusting, corrupt way imaginable. So, by the way, I also happen to have her numbers here. You didn't see them on that tweet there, but I have her numbers here. Overall, she has a 27% favorable rating. Congrats. You're now in low Dick Cheney and George W. Bush territory. 27% favorable. And so, now among Republicans, she has a higher approval rating. But notice something. When you're a Democrat and you give Republicans like everything they want, because her whole stance on Build Back Better is like, no. There's 1,000 provisions in there that are fantastic, that all poll individually very popular. Kyrsten Sinema stands there and says, no. No to that, no to that, no to that, no to that. No. www.no.com.org.net. She says no. 44% favorable among Republicans. So even giving Republicans everything they want in this negotiation, Republican voters, less than half of them are still like, okay, we like you. So even if you do exactly what they want, they don't like you. It's almost like there's a lesson in here somewhere. And the lesson is, Politics 101 is don't abandon your base if you want to remain popular. Now that begs the question, though. Does she want to remain popular? Why is she doing what she's doing? Well, look, one of the theories I floated early on as definitely a possibility when it comes to Kyrsten Sinema is that she has no interest in running for re-election. And she wants to get out of D.C. and cash in. Sit on her ass all day, all year, and get paid $1 million or $2 million from some corporation that she super served when she was a senator. And that's now looking more and more likely by the day. Because there was no grand strategy here that if I just act more centrist, I will be viewed as a maverick like John McCain and it'll be wonderful. Well, here you go. You acted as a maverick and that you stabbed Democrats in the back, and now virtually nobody likes you. 8% approval rating among Democrats. Now, I'm waiting for my apology from mainstream media. Because they said, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. She has to act like this. It's Arizona. That's how the state is. So she has to act like this. It's ideological. She has integrity. These are really her positions. It turns out none of that was true. And it didn't make her more popular. It turns out we were right all along. Now, what was our position all along? Follow the money. That was our position. When she ran back when she was in Congress, she ran on lowering prescription drug prices. Now she's in the Senate. She raised $1 million from Big Pharma, and she flipped and said, no, I'm not in favor of lowering drug prices now. I don't want to lower them at all. So what accounts for that? It's because they paid her. This is corruption. That's a bribe. Now they pretend, well, it's just a campaign contribution, and that's different. Oh, is it? Then why does it predict the way these politicians act across the board? Because it's not like a free speech issue like the Supreme Court would have you believe. It is a corruption issue. And this is the result. So I'm waiting for my apology from the mainstream media. Because they thought she was some electoral genius who is doing what she has to do for her state, and it turns out her state despises her. you have to wonder, are the people in mainstream media just not intelligent enough to figure this out? Are they just dim? Or was it purposeful? Was it purposeful to argue the things that they argued? They know they're wrong, but they're saying it anyway, because that's what they're supposed to say. They're supposed to put a veneer of seriousness on the clown show that is Washington. I don't know what the answer to that is, but frankly, I don't care. Either way, they were wrong, we were right, and everybody needs to understand that, everybody needs to know that, so you know who to trust in the future when we talk about these things. She is despised for good reason, because people know she's not fighting for them. She's fighting for her donors. And this is the main problem in Washington, D.C. And it all goes back to that Princeton study. She came out years ago now. There's almost no correlation whatsoever between what your average voter wants and the policies we end up getting. But there's a very direct correlation between what the wealthy want and the policies we end up getting. That's a problem. That's when you are functionally an oligarchy or a kleptocracy. You're no longer a representative democracy and a constitutional republic at that point. And the system is beyond broken. It's why Congress always has an approval rating as low as 7% and as high as like 25%. And why we're on this endless cycle from hell. But the fact of the matter remains, she's despised. We knew she'd be despised. And now she will likely go cash in. Not good. Biden played his cards wrong every step of the way to get these people to fall in line. And here we are. If Democrats are only as good as their most conservative caucus members, then the Democrats are just Republicans. And we have two Republican parties in this country. The Republican Party and the Republican Light Party. That seems to be the reality of the situation. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.